Hello, so it is September 16th, 2023. It's time for a mid-month TBR, and so I've decided to do, and this is something that I don't know if I'll keep it up or if it'll just be like this one time, but because I do read quite a bit, I'm gonna do mid-month TBRs, and so what I'll do is I'll talk about whatever books I have currently like left over, and then I'll pick a couple more from the closet and from the stack of new books. So first up, the books I've got left over from previous TBR. First up, I haven't actually started yet, but this is the next book I'll be reading, Petals on the Wind by V.C. Andrews. This is the sequel to Flowers in the Attic, which I've never read. I've read Flowers in the Attic a couple times, but I've never gone on to any of the other books. And this is a nice little hardcover. It'll match my copy of Flowers in the Attic. It's great. The other are Beware by Richard Lehman and Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. So other than that, I've got this past TBR pretty much all wiped out. And so how I make my TBRs is I go between going into the closet and going in the stack of books that I've gotten recently. And it's all randomized. So let's see what we got going on. So first up, I believe that both the Harry Potter book and the Beware were from recent books. So we'll start in the closet. So the first book on this new TBR is actually the fucking New Testament with the Psalms and Proverbs. This is something that I think a Gideon threw at me when I was younger. So I guess I'll read it. This is a weird thing for an atheist to have, I think. Whatever. He's in there. All right, next the stack. So from the stack, my next book is Children's Classics, selections from Children's Classics. This I got very recently. Actually, I had this book when I was a kid, this like exact edition, and I was at a craft fair and I saw it and I was like, holy shit, I had this book as a kid, and the person who was selling it was like, just take it, just take it. It's like, oh sweet. But this has stories from Winnie the Pooh, Wizard of Oz, Tom Sawyer, Rip Van Winkle, Black Beauty, etc., etc. From what I remember, the Wizard of Oz stories were the best because the Wizard of Oz books were like really good. They were so good. So I'm gonna be reading this. All right, now back to the stacks. We are going all in on this this weird shit. I've got the first Left Behind book. I remember reading like the kids version. Why do they have a kids version of the series? The series is like Christian propaganda, Christian scare propaganda. Gary Busey was in the television adaptation, which is still so fucking weird. But this is like a series of like, this is about like the rapture happens and it follows the people still on Earth. It was kind of a cultural phenomenon in like the late 90s, early 2000s, I want to say. When did this come out? Yeah, 1995. Like, guess I'll be reading it. Okay. All right, next from the stack, so books I've gotten recently. Spoiler alert, by Olivia Dade, which is a romance novel. I'm not a big romance reader. It's okay. But this one looked cute, so I got it. All right, so from the closet, got these. This is the Book of the Dead, original fiction by Stephen King, Robert R. McCammon, Ramsey Campbell, and others. This is, I believe, a bunch of short stories, like a bunch of short horror stories, which should be a fun time. I've had it since 2021, which is a lot of these. I got a lot of books in 2021. I think those were my big eBay years. It was like 2020, 2021. So. All right, from the stack, I've got Call Me Can't Communicate Volume 20. I haven't read the first 19 volumes in the series, but if I like this, I'll go back and start from the beginning. But I bet it's cute, so. From the closet, this is the sequel to Catch-22. I haven't read Catch-22, so I gotta put this back. I've got My Hero Academia Volume 34 again. I haven't read volumes 1 through 33, but if I like it, I'll go back and start over. So, I've got this. All right, closet time. Closet does not like me today because I pulled another sequel of the book I haven't read yet. So back to the stack. Got the second volume of Durarara manga. So this will be fun. I've read the first 2 volumes of this manga. I watched like the entire first season when I was like a child. But I never went past the second volume of the manga. I do intend to now though, because this is a great series. So Funny Girl by Nick Hornby. This, I don't really know what this is about. Nick Hornby, I've heard his name a lot, but I don't know much about this. This I took from the library I used to work at, from the book sale room. like when I was still in college. So I've had this for a while, so it was a good time. But I was like, Home and Can't Communicate. I got volume 21. We're going that classical with this shit. We got the Iliad. This is a prose translation. I don't know who translated this. This is Complete and Unabridged who translated this. This is more of a classic translation. Who did it? Andrew Lang, Walter Leaf, and Ernest Myers. It is from the 60s. So we'll see how this goes. I like the Iliad. I like it more than the Odyssey. I'm not gonna lie. So next one from the stack is Them by Mike Watson, which is a self-published extreme horror novella. So this should be pretty quick. I've heard mixed things about this actually. But I do follow the creator on YouTube, the author on YouTube, and I like him. So we'll see. This is The State of Us by Sean David Hutchinson, which is what release of this is of his 2020 release. I believe, I don't know, I remember hearing something about it when it came out, but then it kind of died off because I think it was a little bit in competition with Red, White, and Royal Blue, which won out, even though they're different age ranges. This is why Red, White, and Royal Blue is adult, but we got this, and that is my mid-month September TBR. I hope to finish all these before October starts. That's my goal. I don't know if it'll happen, but it is my goal. Yeah, and that's where we're at right now. I gotta go fix that stack because it is lean and hardcore. So yeah, that's all for today. I'll talk to you later, and goodbye.